Hey everybody, and welcome back to the farm. Today's video is going to be parts and pieces of everything that's happened this week. We've had some calves born that I got some footage of. I just picked up a new Holstein that we're going to add to our embryo program. We're going to deworm her, and then also we're going to put up some electric fence, a little portable fence, because it's been raining a lot. Thank God, finally we're getting rain. And the yard area has a lot of tall grass, and I don't want to waste that by mowing it down. You don't ever want to have free food go to waste. So we're going to put up a little fence, and we're going to let the gear cows from one pasture out to clean up the yard for us. So let's go ahead and get started. A lot of the videos will be from the past week. We're going to kind of stick them in, but let's go ahead and get started with all the farm chores today. All right, this is Biscuit right here. She was actually a show cow. Hi girl. In 4-H. She's very halter broke. She's a good girl. But we're still going to take her and put her in the chute for her to do her deworming and stuff, just because she's not used to me or used to being here. Yeah, look at you. She's doing great for already just now arriving. But this is a really good girl. It was a little bit sad. Her family was sad to see her leave, but it was time for her to move on. So we're going to give her a good home here. Anyway, Biscuit is a registered Holstein cow. I think she's 2.5, 3 years old. And while I have no doubt she would stand there and let me give her the shot, the best thing to do is get her used to running through our system here. So she'll go ahead and be treated like a normal cow for now. Run through the chute system. Come on. Come on. That's the thing. We can lead her, but she's got to get used to doing like the other cows do. Come on, girl. I won't be able to lead just her by herself. Ah. Good girl, Biscuit. You're getting it figured out. Biscuit's way more used to being led around instead of directed around, but she'll get used to the system. Like I said, I could just lead her through and she'd probably do amazing. But when we're working all the rest of the cows, they're not halter broke, so we can't lead them through. So she has to get used to the system and the way we do things with the cattle. So she's going to go down the chute here, and we'll go ahead and put her in the headlock. That way we can do her deworming and stuff right there. Good girl, Biscuit. You're getting it. You're getting it. I know, it's different. You're figuring it out. She got an injectable dewormer, some multi-min, an oral dewormer, and some fly control. Alright, so Biscuit and I are still getting used to one another. She decided to go for a little run just now. Whoa, down to again. She's just excited to be at a new place. Anyway, gonna try and get over here to the other Holsteins and the bulls. Biscuit. She's in full-on forward mode. Girl, come on. Okay, she's in the pen. The other girls don't seem to care, but the two bulls in the field already take notice. Okay, she's been released into the pen, so now I'm going to watch them for a second, make sure everybody gets along. But I'm going to go to the shade to do that because it is today 96 and the feels like is 111. I fully believe that with all my heart because it's hot. So we're just going to watch and make sure everybody gets along. So far there's absolutely zero activity. Alright, they're going to be just fine. They don't even care about each other yet. Of course that will change when I put feed in there. That always changes everybody's relationship. But I think they're fine. So now it's time to, you can hear them mooing. It's time for me to go ahead and feed everybody. We are currently on a multifaceted feeding journey. It's been raining, so some grass is growing, and that's really good. But we have, as I said in another video, more cows than we do acres. So we can't actually rely upon the grass at all. So what we have to do right now, I've got hay out, even in the summer. I've got some baleage of sorghum out. And then I've got all the cows separated into skinnies and fats. And so the skinny cows are getting a complete ration. It's from Purina right now, but we're fixing to actually switch that to a local mill. So they're getting that. And then the fat cows are getting less feed. They're getting just like a general all stock for now. But we're actually going to switch that up to a local mill as well. It's going to be a little more labor intensive for me, but at the end of the day, it's local, and it's just, I think it's a better feed. They put some really good ingredients in it, so we're going to switch back to that. But for now, we're going to go ahead and feed with what we've been feeding, all the Purina products by the bag. And around here, we feed our hardest working girls first. So that's going to be our two Jerseys up here, who are our nurse cows. These two girls are so sweet and they do such a good job. They usually have anywhere from 3 to 5 calves on them. All the ones on the right are already weaned. They're on feed. But these two girls have several gear calves in here that they are taming down for us and letting the calves nurse. They're both really great girls. They have extremely great motherly instincts and they really take care of the calves very well. Next up, we've got to get our bags of feed for the bull pen and the Holstein girls. I can hear them mooing as I'm putting the feed in the bucket. I have all of our feeders set up at the farm where they are just long enough past the fence so the telehandler can actually reach over. This way I don't have to go in every single field to dump their feed every single day. And the articulation lets me just put the feed all across the entire feeder so that everybody can get a bite. This saves me a ton of time opening gates and going in and out of every pasture. Biscuit! Woo! Come on, Biscuit! They're not mean, usually. So we do 100 to 150 pounds of feed in here per day. And that seems like a lot for 4, now 5. They do have hay back there, a little bit of grass to graze on. But the point of this is to get these bulls to prime condition for when we start doing our breeding season. They're going to spend all their time chasing the ladies during that time. So we bulk them as much as I possibly can right now. That way they're good, thick, and lacking nothing. It'll be the same for these girls. Whether they get bred in here now or whether we end up using them to carry embryos, they need to be at full body condition. I'll put a little clip right here. We just got these girls 2 weeks ago. So here's a little clip of these two girls when we got them off the trailer. They were skin and bones. They were at someone's homestead and they were barely getting fed and getting milked at the same time. So their bodies were just deteriorating. They've got a long ways to go, but you can see this one now compared to that video. I mean, she's come a long way. This one's got a ways to go. This is mother and daughter, 3 to 4 and 2 years old. Big cows, as big as the bulls are. But I think they're going to do great for either breeding the Ghirlando or for carrying embryos. We have about 150 frozen embryos that are Sardo Negro and Gear. And so they could actually carry those babies for us and produce a pure Gear or Sardo calf. Love that feed. That is the face of a happy eating man right there. Eyes closed, chewing. He's a good boy. This is our skinny field. These were all cows that were considerably underweight for different reasons. We did a big deworming and that helped a lot. But we've separated these off from the fatties over there so that these girls can gain weight a little easier. Several of these girls are actually gonna, I'd say, be graduating from the skinny pen probably the next week. One's like Rita. She has gained enough weight. This one's got a little more to go. Number 714 right there has gained enough weight. But you can see like that one back there has a lot more weight to go. So it's just kind of hit or miss with these girls. Some of them are looking good. Some of them need some weight. But like both of these are looking good. This one actually is going to go to Texas in a month. But there, that one's looking good. Looking good. So they're all coming around. But they're getting about 250 pounds of feed a day. Plus their hay, their sorghum baleage. So I'm making a lot of progress. Then there's ones like this girl here. She's 18 years old. She's a smooth-mouthed cow, so her teeth are all worn down just from age. She's really hard to gain weight. We'll see how she does. She's not going to breed or anything again, I wouldn't think. She's too cool to just get rid of. This girl was in terrible shape. She's gained a lot of weight. So little by little, they're all making progress. It will be very nice when we can put them all back in the same field, because double the hay bales, double the working, it just gets a little bit tiring. So it'll be nice when they can all get back in the same field. Then we can separate, you know, to breed with which bulls and stuff. But right now it's just a little bit of extra work, but these girls really need it so they can gain their weight. They're never going to be able to compete with the ones who weigh, you know, 600 or 700 pounds more than them. So this is really the only way to make sure that they're getting what they need, get them up to par. Usually once the cows are up to par, once they've made it, then they can sustain it with the other group. But if they're just so much thinner and just not as in good shape, it's going to take a lot longer doing it that way versus this way. We had a beautiful new Gooserat and Gear cross bull born. We also had another pure Gear born. Mom was doing great, but her udders are very big, so I was concerned. I did go ahead and bring him into the chute and made sure he got colostrum. We'll see if they're able to stay together or not because of her udders. But spring and summer has been happening all around. Little dung beetles are out in the pastures and moving the manure. I've been trimming and trimming palm trees. That seems like a never-ending task. It's amazing how tired your arms get just from doing little things like that around the farm. But they have to be done to keep everything growing. We also got some really nice llamas in this week. We took their pictures, got them a new home already, one female and one male. Halter broke, perfect llamas. And this poor pregnant lady here has been outside helping me a ton, sweating to death, but we had to get it done. So what I'm thinking is we have all of this grass that I just don't want to mow. That's a waste of free feed. So I'm going to let the fat cows into this area, the driveway and all this little grassy area here in front of the silage. And I'm thinking that we're just going to take and hook right there, bring the electric fence all the way around that entire section, hook it back to the fence. And that's going to give them plenty of space. I got this kit from Behringer. It's called the Smart Fence, and it's basically an all-in-one. You should be able to just put these stakes in the ground and unwind it as you go. Comes with a little solar charger. You can attach your handle really nicely with this little pin. That way it can come apart easy. Really nice kit. The little S30 solar charger should do the job for what I'm needing. It's not trying to hold stuff in, really. It's just making a barrier. So we'll see how it works. Yes, unrolls very nicely and easily. This is way better than trying to make your own little system. There's little pegs that go in the ground to hold the post nice and tight. So I'm hoping this really works out. This would be great to help me with rotational grazing and just to mow down the areas that I don't want to use the lawnmower for. No reason for that. Made it all the way to the corner of the barn. Everything is looking good and secure. So about ready for the cows. But just as I'm getting ready to do it, I realize it says you have to let this charge for 3 days. So that's no good. That's really aggravating. So I'm going to let the cows in and see if they'll just stay in the wire. I'll be working here in the barnyard, and I'll get this guy on charge. They're very reluctant to come out of their field. They know they're not supposed to be out, but that tall grass is pretty tempting. So one by one, they're making their way out. Come on! A few more every couple minutes, and they're watching me to make sure that I'm not going to chase them back in there, making sure they're actually allowed. A couple of them are starting to make it down the driveway. I think one of the best sounds that you can ever hear is just cows munching and chewing on grass. So relaxing. We have a Sardo Negro or two out here with the Gear cows, a couple of Gooserats, an Indu Brazil. Everybody else is pure Gear. We have to take advantage of the grass when we have it. It doesn't rain here much where we live at, So if it's rain and the grass is growing, we may as well let the cows enjoy it. I hope you've enjoyed hanging out with me on the farm today. From myself, Logan, all the cows, and all the other critters here at HisWay Farm, we do pray that God blesses you, and we will see you when we post our next video.